always stayed with me all the way since season 1.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
So that's number 2.
For me, number 2 is the conworm. The conworm from season 6 and the spin-off secondary type from season 2, because that was such a fucking cool
and season 10.
Did I say season 2?
Yeah,
season 10. Such a cool concept that is incredibly fucked up. I hate the idea of parasites. I hate the idea that something burrows under your skin
it's gross,
as
dude,
inside you.
No
things like those bloat flies and all kinds of other things that can get it.
He basically
ringworm.
hates penis.
Yeah,
right.
It's inside of him.
It burrows.
It burrows inside of him.
A lot of people like penis.
It has like.
But when you look at some of the things that happen in nature with these insects that will feed on some other thing where they lay eggs inside something, the conworm hits a lot of those phobias for me, as well as the fact that straight out of Khan itself, the Wrath of Khan, and in season 6, it's a sentient creature. It goes into your ear. It controls your brain. Ugh. You are its puppet now, and it is smart. That's the other thing. Some of the other monsters we've talked about, some are humanistic and have personal goals outside of just feeding, but some of them are just monsters. This thing is like malevolent, and it's been unexplained.
It's fucked up.
It was first explained because Eve created it, which is another one of those interesting avenues that they didn't do a lot with in Gamble's time, but they brought it back in season 10, unexplained and never brought up again. And I would love to see that brought back to the show, because what the fuck? It's terrifying. It's got an Invasion of the Body Snatchers vibe to it. It's got this violation of your body as the secondary worm lives inside you. It doesn't take over your mind, but it lives inside you like Alien. And it's just fucking creepy. And it's also unique because it's not a human with sharp teeth necessarily. It is this parasitic life form that you would find in the sewer system or somewhere else nefarious and evil. And I love the idea of that. It's creepy. It hits all kinds of different horror tropes. And I'd love to see that brought back to the show.
Ugh. You just like
the little pincers, like the earwig.
Stop, dude. Gross.
Crawling inside you. Like, fuck that.
Yeah,
dude.
These monsters are just not. We need to see more of them. That was kind of the point of the discussion.
Yeah.
Stuff we would like to see come back, and that's I would love it to see that.
Ugh. Gross.
All right,
Ryan. Number one.
Hellhounds.
Okay.
This is one of the monsters that, like, the biggest thing about them is you can't see them. And I think for me, how do you fight something you can't see? Not to mention how vicious these motherfuckers are.
Mm-hmm.
And the only episode that we ever really see,
I don't know. Ask Stevie Wonder as he to fight off a mugger.
Hey man, I don't even I'm sidetracked now. I don't even know what to say after that. Like Stevie Wonder, I can just see him like this.
Well, how do you fight what you can't see?
Yeah. You know, this is audio too, right?
Well, there's video, so people can see me fucking dancing around like an idiot. No, I think with Hellhounds, they've been used in so many different ways. And I think the biggest one, was with Crowley. And, the first time we see Crowley, and he uses the Hellhound to take that person's contract or kill them. And just the psychological, I think, portion of them. Yes, they're vicious and they'll rip you to shreds, but the whole point of, you hear the howl, you hear them coming for you. You know that your 10 years is up. You know that, oh shit, I'm fucked. And you know that you're going to be ripped to shreds. Mm-hmm. Not to mention that Hellhounds and the lore behind Hellhounds and the whole, what they did in the lore behind them, I think is what makes them iconic in Supernatural. Every time we've seen a Hellhound show up, and yes, there have been the episodes with the Monsters of the Week, but it's been important. Mm-hmm. The Hellhounds don't just show up for no fucking reason. Unless Crowley's like, hey, this was my hell. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Every time we've seen one was for a specific reason. And I think it added to the whole Monster of the Week. Even if they were the Monster of the Week, it added to the lore of Hellhounds, that they show up for one particular reason. And you know that it's, someone's contract is up.
Right. Game over.
Game over, dude. You're fucking dead. Yeah, game over, man. Like, there's no stopping them. And I think that's, for me, why they are number one on my list. I think it's iconic for Supernatural. You knew that when they were coming, that it was over. Like, you were donezo. Yeah. And I think the fact that we really only see like a very small image of one, and it's very fuzzy.
We've seen the one ghost watery looking image
like
with the
glasses,
the glasses.
Yeah,
thing.
that's it. In the 13 years that Supernatural's been around, we've only seen a blurry image of one, and I think that also adds to the mystique of like, man, I kind of want to see what they look like, but I kind of don't.
Right.
So for me, Hellhound's number one.
Again, I'm going to piggyback off of you because Hellhound is also my number one.
I'm an intellectual now. Yay!
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Hellhounds to me were fantastic. One of the most primal monster feelings you can have. Something you can't see that's faster than you. That animalistic caveman level, the thing wants to eat me, I have to run. And it's so brilliant in its simple execution up until season 8 when we see it, because you can't see it. And from a horror standpoint and from a production standpoint, you don't have to do anything for that.